and tell us about our Red Devils who take on the Pendleton Bulldogs tonight.
I think this is the first time, really long time we've played Pendleton. I don't know if we've ever played them, but we're headed up, play Pendleton tonight. Should be two pretty good football teams. I think the most important thing to our success, I think our guys will tell you the same thing, is the kind of start we get off to. And you know, when we've gotten off to a good start, we ended up winning 47-0, I think. It kind of snowballed in a good way for us. And that confidence and the energy that we played with when we got off to a good start was really what we're looking for. However, if we do not get off to a good start, we have got to find a way to respond. And that is something that we have not done a really good job of. These guys know that, we talked about it. And you know, at some point we have to respond if it don't go our way early. But past 2 weeks we've been on top of a lopsided win and on the bottom side of a lopsided loss. But brought a couple guys with us today. Y'all just stand up really quick when I call your name. Jay Miller is a junior linebacker. Had a couple special teams tackles for us up at Powdersville. Played really well for us. Also had a lot of plays on defense for us up at Powdersville. Jay Miller is tough as nails. The fella right there, he is tough. Jamarcus Cook, player of the week versus Powdersville, offense and defense, had 2 sacks. Been pretty consistent for us up front. March Davis choice. I had a kind of unreal stat line versus Powdersville. Had a couple sacks, caused fumble recovery, played really well, and you know, we'll need his play at defensive end and continue to be stellar for us to be successful. Elijah Kimmel, wide receiver, defensive back. He plays pretty much every play for us. Only time he really comes off the field is on a couple of special teams. But he's out there all the time battling for us, doing whatever he can to try to help us. Jacob Hall is a junior, offensive tackle, isn't really as consistent as anybody we've had up front. And he will continue to probably get more reps on defense, but he was one of our players of the week from this past week versus week. So Powdersville 2 weeks ago to win. Last week did not play well versus Red, and we headed to Pendleton tonight. We thank you for your support, thank you for having us, and we'll see y'all in a couple of weeks.
And the Lawrence Raiders have a huge game tonight. Anytime they play the Greenwood Eagles, I mean, as soon as you go over that bridge, you know that lake, you know where you're at. You're on your way to Greenwood. This is a rivalry that's been going on for a long time, and nobody knows more about it than the man who's about to come up and tell you, Coach Chris Liner.
First of all, let me just tell you, good luck tomorrow, Coach. I hope everything goes great. And same for y'all tonight. And wherever Lawrence Academy is, where they're traveling, I don't know where that is. Where is that academy? Oh, they're playing at home, aren't they? Okay, good luck to those guys as well. I hope they have another back-to-back victory. So good luck to everybody tonight or tomorrow. I brought some guys with me. I'll go ahead and introduce them real quick. Hunter Mann, if you stand up. Hunter Mann is just, he's one of our starting offensive linemen. You can see he's kind of out of condition right now. We're down a couple players tonight, which I'm not, going to talk about that. It sounds like sour grapes, but Hunter's a junior for us. He's a really good offensive lineman that will be sorely missed tonight, but he's an awesome kid and does everything the right way. And we're excited about having him for hopefully maybe back next week or the week after. We'll go with Jordan next. I brought Jordan today for many reasons. A, he deserves to be here. He's also an awesome kid, one of the leaders on our team. He's our starting center. I also brought him because his mom works at PC, and I knew Coach Spangler was going to be here. I'd love to see him over there at that table next year. And I think that'd be exciting for all of us. But Jordan's awesome, and he does a great job for us. I brought Christian Hill and Andrew Shelton, if y'all both stand up. Again, these are probably, you shouldn't say favorites, but I do have favorites and for different ways, not based off athletic ability. But these two guys are two of my favorite kids on the team because they are team guys. They're guys that care about Lawrence. They come to work every day. They're on some teams, but they're just the guys that high school football was meant for. And we're blessed to have them as part of our team. And I know we don't tell you that enough. And everybody, like Hunter and the guys that are always in the limelight get all the shine, but you guys deserve as much shine as they do, I promise you that. 2 weeks ago, it's kind of like being in one of those movies that you have to go take a leak and you go to the bathroom and you come back and you ask your wife, what in the world happened? You know, the main character got killed and you know, you're having to ask her, hey, explain this to me. With 9 minutes left to go, 2 weeks ago, we're up 24-20 with the ball on their 43-yard line. And had bludgeoned them to death for 3.5 quarters. And then we turned it over twice, missed a couple opportunities, busted coverage, and you know, that was the end of the day. And it was, again, it was just like, whoa. You know, but I think it was a good game for us simply because you know, we competed in a way that the Lawrence Raiders are supposed to compete against high-quality competition. And that was exciting to see. The coach, it always sucks to lose, but I felt something different that night about these guys being in that arena. They weren't afraid to be in that arena, and you know, we rushed for over 300 yards. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to. The second game last week, we played Winhampton. That was also a super cool game because we got to get a lot of guys that, you know, like I mentioned earlier, got a chance to play. And we scored on the first 4 possessions, and after that, we just played everybody. And you know, maybe a little too early at times, but you know, I don't know. I think it's enjoyable as a coach to get guys on the field that deserve to get on the field, and it's rare that you have that opportunity because I don't think some folks realize just how hard it is to win in today's football. It is hard to win, and you know, so it was exciting to get those guys in there. Tonight we travel across the big pond, as my granddaddy called it back in the day. We go across the big pond to play the Eagles. We're excited about that game because we feel like we're a better team. And you know, I'm not trying to sound arrogant or cocky or whatever, but we expect to win. And that's what we're planning on doing, is going across that pond and kicking their butt. But thank y'all for all you do. We appreciate you, and I look forward to hearing from you, Coach.
Okay, we're in for a treat today because Coach Tommy Spangler of Presbyterian Blue Hose, I've already told you his week, 2 games in 1 week. You look at it with Thursday coming up. We got a list of accomplishments right here that I keep my glasses on, but I'm going to introduce him in a different way. But this is a man from Stone Mountain, Georgia, and he'll let you know he's a proud Georgia boy as a grown man. He's got a lot of Tommy Spanglerisms as how he says a lot of things. I quote him many times on the radio, many times when the Red Devils get backed up and Coach Webb's telling them don't give up. It's like Coach Spangler says, it's not points until it goes up in lights. And that's the way you just hang in there, because the other team may just turn it over. This is a man who had 2 stints at Presbyterian College. This is his 2nd year in his 2nd stint. We all know he came here in '97 to lead the Blue Hose defense when we were in the South Atlantic Conference. So as he is his 8th overall year as head coach, we will never forget that 2005 10-2 SAC championship season. And his accomplishments go so far. He started at Georgia Southern. You know, he played for the Georgia Bulldogs. Then he went to Louisiana Tech and set records there. Players that were just NCAA players of the week in the stats with defense. If you think of defense, you think Coach Tommy Spangler. He earned in '93 the Southern Conference Defensive Coach of the Year. 2 times he's been the American Football Coach Association Region Coach of the Year. That 2006 defense that I talked about was ranked 1st in the entire conference, and he was the overall 2005 Coach of the Year. But really, to introduce Tommy Spangler, I don't need any glasses, because Coach Spangler, we talk about it a lot. He helped raise my 2 boys, and I think I tried to help with his 3. With Gracie, his daughter, being his 3rd child. And you become friends of your children's friends' parents. And this is a man who believes very much in his community. He believes very much in family, commitment, relationships. He gets it. But I talked to Peyton just this morning. I said, Peyton, I'm going to introduce you Daddy today. I just want your thoughts. He said, Mr. Bud, my daddy's a leader, and my daddy leads the way you're supposed to. He leads by example. My dad's a coach, and on the road, in the locker room, after a big win, he's going to tell his players, you're going to leave this locker room just like you found it. And when he says that, he'd get down on his knees and start cleaning up as well. Your players are always watching. We in Clinton, South Carolina, have watched him from a distance. And I learned a long time ago, if you want to motivate Tommy Spangler, you put the Who Eminence front on the loudspeakers, and that motivates Coach Spangler. Because he's a great man. He's got a lot of sayings. Gator. Okay? That today, that'll be get after them aggressively. Well, Coach Spangler really will tell you in private what that means. But he coaches and he parents just like he lives. He attacks everything. He attacks life. And the best thing about the Stone Mountain, Georgia boy, Coach Tommy Spangler, is a little lady that he brought from Florida by the name of Kim. That is one great lady. And Pierce, his son, now coaches with him. Peyton, no doubt in my mind, Peyton Spangler will be a coach, no doubt. And if you really want to see somebody compete, you come to the Clinton High tennis courts, just tell, you won't even have to ask Coach Clovis Simmons which one is Gracie Spangler. You will pick out, we will pick her out because she is a true competitor. And with that said, he's going to tell you probably about teammates because both him and his kids, I guarantee you, Coach Webb will tell you, any coach at Clinton High School will tell you, you don't want to get on the bus without Pierce Spangler or Peyton Spangler or Gracie Spangler. It is my honor to introduce from Stone Mountain, Georgia, our coach of our Presbyterian Blue Hose, Coach Tommy Spangler.
Coach Gall, can you hear me? I'm not going to use the microphone. What an introduction. We're done. Have a good day, okay? I'll tell you what, buddy, that was awesome. I appreciate it. A lot of lies involved there. Hey, these coaches right here, Coach Webb, Coach Liner, good friends of mine, and I appreciate the kind of job, and I know what the kind of people you are. And Coach Kirk's the same way. Coach Kirk's the same way. This county's blessed, and I mean this, to have guys like y'all. All right, because I've seen you coach, I've seen you handle your kids, and you do a tremendous job, and we appreciate it. And it don't matter what kind of year you're having, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about day in, day out, how you handle players. I got two of our players with me today. Y'all come on up real quick, guys. This won't take long. I told them I wouldn't embarrass them. Keith Pearson over here is from Woodruff. Keith is dynamite. I'm telling you, you remember him, Coach, don't you? I mean, that sucker is trouble, and he's a good football player. Poor Keith was saying, Coach, do I got to speak? I said, you don't have to speak. I'll handle that. And even if you did get to speak, I wouldn't let you speak because I'm going to take your time, okay? But Keith Pearson from Woodruff. This is Mike Fisher. Keith's a wide receiver. Mike plays nickel for us. Now you can see he ain't very big, but tough. Plays the game the way the game's meant to be played. Is a fifth-year senior. Now that's pretty good to make a choice to be here for his fifth year. So we just appreciate the heck out of you guys. I'm glad you came with me. Let's go get them tomorrow night. Hey. And I mean this, not to get corny, but what a great day and what a great time of the year. It doesn't get any better. It does not get any better than this time of year. You got high school football on Friday night. You got college football on Saturday afternoon or Saturday night. I'm not a big pro guy because I'm always working on Sunday, but you got pro football on Sunday. I mean, how much more football do you need? But what an opportunity that this time of the year brings us. And you know, they talk about football. Coach, it's just a game. Well, I tell you what, this game's pretty darn important. because of all the things that come along with this game. Think about the opportunities on weekends that families have got to come together because of this game. And I get it, it's not just about winning, losing, and that kind of thing, but it's about relationships. Think about the platforms that I've got, that these players got, that these players, these coaches have got, the platform we've got to affect lives. That's the game of football. And there's no more exciting time than right now. And I mean that. And it's just something about the fall. And y'all know exactly you wouldn't be here if football wasn't important. So it is. It's more than just, it is a game, but it is more than just a game to me. It means a lot. It means a lot. I gotta look because I can't remember. I think tomorrow, tomorrow will be my 368th game coaching. That's about half of Coach Galt's, I think. But 368, that's a lot of practice. And I've learned, and I got a long way to go. I got a long way to go still. I'm 57 years old and I still got a long way to go. And I got a lot to learn. But I'm trying to stay humble. I'm as honored to be the head coach and humble and blessed to be the head coach at PC than I ever have been. I'm not taking that for granted. I'm honored to be the head coach. I'm honored to get the opportunity every day to affect these guys over here. Now, it ain't always, if you come to practice, it ain't always real nice, okay? But it's try to affect these guys. Now, the one thing I have tried to do, I guess Saban says the same thing, you know, how he talks about it. And you, of course, you go to practice and you ask his current players and they say no way. But, you know, Saban always seems to say, I've mellowed a little bit throughout the years. And, of course, guys that currently play for me say there's no way you have mellowed. But it reminds me of a story, and I have tried to find humor and to smile and to laugh. It reminds me of a story of Irv Russell, who I was fortunate to coach with. And as good a coach as he was, he always tried to loosen you up, you know, because he did. He felt like you were going to be a better coach, you were going to be a better player if you were loose and you relaxed. So we were playing, this is 1989, I was a young buck. I mean, I was green and didn't know anything, and I was a DB coach at Georgia Southern, and we were playing Montana in the semifinals. And Montana was good, and they threw for about 400 yards every game, and they came off the bus slinging it, and we were playing them at home, and I was a nervous wreck because I was coaching the DBs, and I had a stack of routes drawn that much, and I mean, it was crazy, and Coach Russell could tell that I was stressing. I didn't know any better. So he comes by and he has this sheet of paper, and he says, Tommy, I'd put this coverage in right here if I was you. Of course, I look at it and thinking, Coach, okay, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And I look at it, and it's a comic strip. And it's this receiver, it's a picture of this receiver running down the field, okay, and the ball's in the air. And in the meantime, there's a cheerleader, and I won't tell you exactly what she does with her top over on the side over here, but there's a cheerleader on the sideline doing something with her top, and that receiver's looking over at her, and the ball hits him right in the head. And he said, this coverage will work. Of course, I stopped to think. I said, Coach, you know. But there again, that was the kind of man he was. He was trying to find a little way of relaxing me and finding a little humor, all right, so I could be a better coach. this has been a wild, I tell you what, this has been a wild 9 months for PC football. It's been a wild week. It's been a wild week, and we went from playing a game to playing here to going down there to not going down there to now playing tomorrow night at 7 and turn around Thursday, and you know, and I'm beginning to think it's me, and you know, we were late getting lunch, and y'all weren't here. I was thinking it's me. It's because I'm here. That's why everything's falling apart. But I don't really think that's the case. But it's been a wild few months. So hang in there with me. All this is good stuff. You know, on November 22nd, 2017, we made a decision to drop scholarship football. Now, that was a devastating blow. Let's call it like it is. Okay, that was a devastating blow to our program. Now, I want to talk to you about where we are, because this program right now, and this sounds crazy, and you're going to say, Coach, there's no way. Our football program right now is in better shape than it's ever been. It's in better shape, and I'm going to explain to you why it's in better shape. You know, when that decision was made, that was a tough couple months, because we had obviously some guys that chose to transfer. We had some guys that chose to not play at all. So that December, I'm wondering, and then when we report back in January and get going to spring ball, we had about 42 players. 42. And 5 of them were kickers. So my goodness. And I'm wondering, and those 2 were in the room as we gathered back. I'm wondering, how are we going to pull this off? How are we going to pull this off? How are we going to even have a team, much less be competitive? But you know what? It goes back to the core values of our program and the things that are important in this program. And here we go. We started our winter conditioning with 42 guys. Now the good news is we only had to have 1 weight session because we can get everybody in there and get done. It wasn't taking us very long, but these guys went to work. They went to work. Now can you imagine what they're thinking? If I'm thinking, how are we going to pull this off? Can you imagine what our players were thinking? But I think it came back to trust, and I'm not tooting my horn and our coach's horn, but I think they believed, and I think both of them would tell you, if that guy's in charge, I don't know if we'll win a game, but we're going to do things right. We're going to do things right. We're going to do things day in, day out the right way. So we went to work. I'm thinking as we're approaching spring practice, how do we even practice? But you know what? These guys did unbelievable. I mean, if you came to a spring practice, you would think we had 100 players. It was boom, 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 boom. Now, we had to give them a little rest here and there because we only had 1 secondary. I mean, we played 5 in our secondary. We only had 5 guys. So it wasn't like, you know, I'm crossing my fingers. Please don't get hurt. Fisher's going every snap. We're having to give him a break a little bit. And then here we go. We lead into the summertime. Well, we don't get summer school anymore, so I'm concerned about that. But you know what was amazing in the meantime? What's amazing in the meantime is this coaching staff, not me, this coaching staff, we convinced. How we did it, I don't know. Based on the circumstances, convinced 66 true freshmen to come join our program. How's that happen? I mean, something's got to be going good. How's that happen? You don't get 66 guys to commit to a program that's just dropped scholarship and looks like it's going down the tubes unless they're sensing and feeling something good has happened. Credit to our staff. And here they come. So we report over 100 guys. We report over 100 guys to camp. Now, the thing about it is, it's like, I always pick calculus because I know there's no way in the world I could actually teach calculus, okay? But if I did, let's say I did teach calculus. Coach Weiner sent us a couple guys. One of them started this week. A walk-on from Lawrence started against Austin Peay. So, here we go. I'm teaching calculus, and we got these guys sitting right there that have had calculus. But we've got these guys sitting over there that had basic math. And that's kind of what we felt like we were dealing with, and still are dealing with a little bit, because we had guys like Mike and Keith that have been in the program that need to get challenged, but yet you got guys like Braylon Williams, who's an awesome kid and an awesome player, but still in diapers, that you're kind of saying, I can't go too far above him because I'll lose him, but then if I coach to him, I'm not going to challenge these guys. Make sense? So that's the dilemma a little bit we've been in. We played Austin Peay the other night. And we took all these new guys. You know, we had the veteran dudes with us. And I tell you what, that speaks a lot for these guys. Because they could have made a choice. They could have made a choice to just go on. Mike Fisher, fifth-year senior, could have gone on and got his degree, not played football, continued to keep a scholarship. But you know what he said? Coach, I'm playing. I'm playing. So in a way, what that's meant is the guys we got want to be there. I mean, that's just what's happened. And they've done an unbelievable job. Now, we're disappointed we lost, just like Coach is saying. We're disappointed. We ain't making excuses. What sounds crazy is, as depleted as we are, and as young as we are, we had a shot to beat Austin Peay, who, by the way, scored 78 points last weekend. We had a shot to beat them. And that was our intentions, was to go up there and beat them. Just like our intentions tomorrow night is to win and win the next one and win the next one after that. That's the goal. But now that ain't really the only goal. The goal is to do things right and to do things right every day. Now, as all this stuff's been going on, y'all hang with me right here. I'm almost done. As all this stuff's going on, here's what I found out. And Danny will tell you this too. You got these group of PC. Let's call it like it is. Let's call it like it is. You got these group of PC people. I don't think there's any doubt that everybody, 100% was disappointed when we made a decision to drop scholarship football. I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think there's any doubt. Now, what you found is a group of PC people that love PC, and more importantly, catch this, care about those guys. Care about those guys and want to see those guys have an opportunity for success. They're in there with us. Those PC people are in there with us. They're pulling for us. Now, they're still disappointed we dropped scholarship football, you with me? But by gosh, they're with us. They're with me, they're with them, just like they made a commitment. Now, we had some that didn't make the commitment. Okay? We had some that didn't stick, but they stuck. Now, and then the other PC people we got, they say they love PC. They say they're strong alums and they've been big donors, and they're, pardon the language here, but they're pissed off that we dropped scholarship football. But you know what? They're too selfish to understand it's about those guys. See? And really, if the truth be told, would like to see us fall flat on our face. Why? So they can tell the AD, they can tell the president, They can tell the board, which, yeah, am I excited about the decision? No. But we're trying to make it work. We're trying to do what's right by these guys. But there's a lot of people out there would rather it just fall flat on its face. Why? So they can say, told so. Told you so. Well, does Mike Fisher or Keith Pearson benefit from that? Of course not. See, here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy is all the bad things that have happened. We are a broken football team. We are a broken program. I think we're in good shape, but I listened to a group called Casting Crowns. Anybody here? Casting Crowns. I actually went to a concert a year or so ago. Now, I've been to some doozy of concerts. I can go into that too on who I've seen. But that was back when I was a teenager. And there were some good ones.
That's the who.
Exactly. But they sing a song that's called Broken Together. See, we're broken. Just like families are, or marriages are, and I mean, there's some broken stuff. I mean, that's just life. But I tell you what, our football team is broken together. And that together part of it, big time outweighs the broken side of it. And you talk about power. See, we may actually, I don't know, because we've only played one game, we may actually be better than we've ever been. Doesn't make sense. No way, you can't be. You lost these guys, and then, you know, you saw Rock on TV playing at Temple last night. Top play that we lost it. No way. We may be a better team. Right, guys? We may be a better team than we were last year. I don't know. I ain't worried about that right now. But in that song, Broken Together, you know what it says? When things appear to be falling apart, talk to me. They're actually falling in place. That's the way I'm going to look at it. That's the way I'm going to look at it. Now, I may be a dummy, and I may be stupid, and y'all may be thinking, Coach, y'all have no shot. But the bottom line, this program's about doing things right. Excellence. Has nothing to do with scholarships. Am I right, guys? We're going to be where we need to be. We're going to do what we're supposed to do. We're going to practice our butt off. And here are 3 things real quick, and I'm almost done, that I think that are important. Number 1, we stress discipline. I got the definition of discipline right here. This can affect everybody. Training that corrects, molds, or perfects the mental faculties or moral character. Now, we've got this honor code at PC, which I believe in. I don't quite believe in making a guy sign it or a girl sign it the first day of class. Because you know what? You've got to develop honor. You've got to teach honor. You've got to develop disciplines. We've got a bunch of young bucks that aren't very disciplined. We got some old guys that aren't very disciplined. So it's our job as coaches to what? Make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. Discipline. Because if I'm doing things off the field as good as I'm doing things on the field, they're going to correlate and they're going to balance each other out and they're going to make it better. Am I right, guys? I mean, that's just the way it works. So discipline, all right? And all of a sudden you start playing better when your life's disciplined and you're doing things what? That you really don't want to do, but you know they're the right things to do, so you do them. The next thing, I'm almost done here. Our toughness and our effort are going to be good. You come to the game tomorrow night, you're going to see a tough football team now. Now, we may get blasted tomorrow night. We may lose 50-0, I don't know, but you're going to see some toughness and you're going to see some effort. And how well is, that's just life. You go to class, you better have some toughness and you better have some darn effort. And your body, I'm a big body language guy. Golly, I hate to see bad body language, Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see bad body language. You know, all that. Discipline, we're going to be mentally tough, and our effort's going to be unreal. Our effort's going to be off the chart. Scholarships affect discipline? I don't think so. Does scholarship affect how tough I'm going to be physically, mentally, or my effort? I don't think so. And then the last thing, this is huge, is the word sacrifice. I got a definition of sacrifice. Listen to this. A destruction or surrender of something for the sake of something else. Something that is important. A belief. A goal that seems unlikely. Well, good grief. Everything we're doing is unlikely right now in PC. Because everything we're doing is battling uphill on about everything we do. So what do we got to do? We got to sacrifice. Now I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about, hey, I sacrificed a lot to take that cruise to Mexico. I ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about giving up some things that you like to do for the betterment of another situation. Now, I'll go ahead and be honest. He said I was a good family man. I think I am, but not during football season. I stink. Because that's the sacrifice, and my wife knows it. My daughter plays tennis. I'm glad you described how my daughter played tennis, because I've never seen a match. I've sacrificed that. Now you may think I'm psycho. That's okay. A lot of people do. But that's what sacrifice is being willing to give up something for the betterment of another cause. And that's what I'm trying to instill in these guys right here. I would say this. You got your phone on you? Probably. You don't go anywhere without it, do you? If you'd sacrifice a little bit off of that phone for this program, you'd be a better player. We'd be a better team, wouldn't we, Coach?
I told him that yesterday.
Yeah, if we just sacrificed something a little bit more. And it's amazing. Now, it's amazing if you just get those things in line. Discipline. We're going to play tough with great effort, and we're going to sacrifice some things. We got 2 months. Sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? You got the rest of your life to do the things that you want to do socially and da-da-da-da-da. School, ball. School and ball. Sacrifice. Are y'all sacrificing? What are you sacrificing? If you don't know what you're sacrificing, then you ain't sacrificing. Because I know what I'm sacrificing. And it's anybody in this room. If you want to do something better, and isn't it awesome to have a reason to sacrifice? I mean, that's what life's all about. I'm not talking about a sacrifice bunch, buddy, okay? I'm talking about sacrifice. What a word. This has been awesome. I know I've gone over. I got a 2 o'clock meeting, so I got to get the heck out of here. Y'all appreciate what PC is doing. I get it. We don't like what's happened. But I tell the team all the time, it ain't what happens to you, it's what it does to you. And a lot of times you can't control what happens, but you can control what it does. And that's where we are. And I'm wired, if I'm going to be here, we're going to get after it. And we're going to do things right. And y'all come watch us, come to practice. Come, you just are welcome anytime. And good luck to you guys tonight. And go get it. You with me? Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
I'm probably the last person in this room, the very last, that would ever be able to give Presbyterian College any advice. But Coach said, PC people. I heard him multiple times, PC people. I'm going to give you some advice. You're going through a tough time. Everybody in Clinton knows it. Everybody in Lawrence knows it. But I can tell you this, tough times don't last, tough people do. And that's a tough man right there. And his team believes in him, and I believe in him, because a leader don't get people to believe in the coach. They don't get people to believe in them. A great leader finds a way to get people to believe in themselves. And God help Bluefield when they get here tomorrow night, because them Blue Hoses will get them good. With that said, I want to speak about some great people. That's Founders Federal Credit Union, who is your guest.